Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and we are here with some return news. A lot of returns in the world of pro wrestling. Could it be the return to the wind when I walk out this wee covering of the trees? It could be. But Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and a few other Diddy men, even Ryback. Well, Ryback's no returning, but he said something incredibly, well, it's incredibly picking up. He essentially called out Cody and Kevin Owens, which we'll dive into those comments in a wee second, but we'll start with the Tribal Chief. Put your fingers up and, I mean, the wind's just demolishing me here. Wrestle Notes noted the following. It says, it's that time of year again, Roman Reigns is on the horizon. Sources indicate his name has popped up internally in recent weeks, typically signalling the wheels are in motion for a return, heading into the biggest party of the summer. Which is funny because the other day I came across an old thumbnail I made for Chris Benoit versus The Rock, 2K16 Universe mode, biggest hanging of the summer. I've probably already talked about it on this channel, but yeah, I know my marketing knows no bounds. I mean, honestly, I actually might insert the image of it in because yeah, it's dark humour, but you know what, Chris Benoit's Chris Benoit, folks, and honestly, it's too good not to be seen. It truly is. So I think we'll have a wee look at that. Anyway, at it, the alternative Tribal Chief monikers are being considered for Reigns upon his return to WWE. Monikers, man. Oh, the OTC, the YTC, you know, the true Tribal Chief. They're not monikers, they're just a load of shite, is what they are. Nothing more, nothing less. It's actually tragic. And, I mean, I for one couldn't actually give a shit about the guy coming back. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? Honesty is the best policy. And who cares? Oh, he's back for SummerSlam. And what's he been doing since Mania, folks? 15 million a year for what? Fucking get rid of him. You know what I mean? You could actually spend that 15 million into creating new stars, pushing them, giving them like big matches. You could use a bit of money, destroying vehicles to put them over in backstage segments. But no, they'll do that. Of course they will. Anyway, I mean, in other news, Bill Goldberg said on his final match, "I don't give a fuck how I feel walking out of there." Well, that's good, Bill, because I've got a feeling you're probably not going to walk out of there. So yeah, unfortunate for him. And also, apparently there was tapings at the end of Collision and Dynamite, and they taped it for next week, so we must be going down this route of taping things for the 4th of July, which I guess is fair enough. Give them their holidays. WWE's doing it, so Tony Khan doesn't want to be undone by Triple H, I guess. And apparently Bryan Danielson answered Max Caster's open challenge. Think of all the ways this guy could have returned, right? And he returns in the most plain Jane fashion, which is to come out during this guy's open challenge. I mean, that's crazy. Now, he did appear after Grand Slam Mexico last week, but he hasn't been in a ring physical since Wrestle Dream 2024, which, I mean, he's been at the game, what, about 9 months? 9 months? I just don't understand it, man. Honestly, I don't. See Daniel Bryan, it's like, either call it a day or don't. And if you're not calling it a day, put a bit of effort into a return, answering Max Caster's challenge. I mean, see Daniel Bryan, he's one of the biggest names that company's got. I mean, when the fuck would, like, The Rock have answered Scotty 2 Holly's open challenge? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's pathetic, but apparently it took place in Kent, Washington. I believe that's where, I say it took place, I mean, they've all taped them all in the same, pretty sure they've taped it all in the same arena. Anyway, he came out, apparently there was help for Adam Cole. He won with the label lock. Didn't get overly physical, which I'm not really surprised about, if I'm being honest. So yeah, apparently they chanted "Welcome Home" to Danielson. So there you go. Danielson's back. And then the final bit of news is regarding none more than Ryback. What did Ryback have to say? Let me scroll through here. Well, basically he issued a public response to Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens because apparently they said some mean stuff to him. on the What Do You Want to Talk About podcast. An awful podcast, man. I mean, you've literally got two guys that are still working, who were in a feud against each other in January, cutting a podcast about how fake business is. And then they're bringing out that WWE behind the scenes documentary in a couple of weeks. Fucking tragic, if you ask me. Absolute fucking tragic, guys. How bad it's become. And this is what Ryback had to say. Well, for context, it's essentially about people who leave WWE thinking they're going to be big on the indies. And Ryback had to say, and I quote, "I was made aware of the clip that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes said, two guys I've always liked and got along with. It's clear they were referencing me, even with the name censored. For context, I was booked solid for 3 years straight after WWE. Rate was set by my then manager, Pat Buck. I promoted himself, and every promoter I worked with made money and got my full effort, meet and greets. Matches, fan time, all of it. What's often left out is I walked away from a multi-million WWE contract. I needed a 5-disc fusion and full right shoulder replacement at 34. That risk paralysis if I continued." I'm not bitter. I've made peace with WWE and let go of the past. This isn't a storyline, it's real life survival, growth, perspective. I wish Kevin a strong recovery, and I send both him and Cody nothing but love, health, and continued success. End of quote for Ryback. Right, loads of people are almost, is it the correct term to say defending Ryback, but people are adamant, oh, CM Punk returned, why can't Ryback return? Wrestling's got to a point now where we want guys to return who were jobbers in the mid-2010s. Let's face it, Ryback was. See, in 2012-13, Ryback looked like he was going to be, one of the next main eventers for like a whole host of years. But then, once we got out of 2013 and into 14, this guy just dropped off a cliff, man. And then he eventually had that match at Backlash against Kalisto, where he had it on his tights, pre-show stopper, or was it WrestleMania? Either way, pre-show stopper, no one's tuning in, no one's stopping their day to want Ryback in, man. No one's going to bother their arse about this guy. And he's greeting about the fact that, they said my name wasn't big enough, essentially, to make a name for myself outside of WWE. Ryback's just unlucky. He left WWE in 2016 and obviously had a lot of injuries. See if Ryback left in 2019, had no injuries, he'd be in AEW right now, probably making big bucks. That's the fact of the matter, is it, man? As for Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, well, they've not made an enemy out of Ryback because he's clearly forgave them for these comments, but see this podcast of Cody Rhodes, folks, it needs fucking scrapped. All they do is spew shite on it. And then to talk, we've already made a video on Kevin Owens' Mount Rushmore, but is there anything actually good and insightful going to come from it? Or is it just going to be shite? Because that seems to be all they talk on it, man. I can't believe it's even a thing. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Fuck all, Cody. Hope him and KO get released. Yeah, my name. What's that guy comments on our channel? Reese Angel, I think. You can't say that about Cody. You can't say... Fuck Cody Rhodes. How about those apples, huh? Guy's pish.